Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of the vlog. So as you can see, it is indeed an Agent Carter video, and we do indeed have my fancy lighting. I had tried to record this after the episode last night, and it turned out really bad and dark, and so here we are. Alright, so this week's episodes, it is episodes 206, Life at the Party, and 207, Monsters. A lot happened, and I think it's safe to say that thematically we are at the end of Act 2. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, classic storytelling says that a story should be divided, a hero's journey should be divided into three parts. You have the beginning, which is the hero setting on their way. In the second, you begin to have more obstacles and conflict, and at the end of Act 2, the hero is at the lowest they are in the story. You cannot see how they will possibly be able to overcome this. And then in the third act, they're triumphant. So I think it's safe to say that here we are with Sousa being pushed out of the active duty from the SSR by Vernon Masters, Peggy's wound, Dottie being in the wind, and of course Anna Jarvis being shot, and Wilkes being kidnapped. So we are definitely at the lowest. So let's get into some of the cool little Easter eggs that we've noticed. As was pointed out to me before, we saw the return of Manfredi. He is actually a Marvel character. He was a criminal in the Marvel comics. And not just a criminal, but he could control bats. I don't think that's going to happen in here, but he could control bats. Then again, considering we're talking about something where Whitney has a crack in her face and can suck out energy from her hands, who knows what might happen? Maybe he'll come into contact with zero matter and be able to control bats. Who knows? I doubt it, but it's nice that they actually pulled someone who was a criminal from the books. Wilkes said the thing. I love it when shows say things, when Supernatural works in the word supernatural, and you're like, yay, or like on Lost, if they said Lost, you're like, they said the thing. Here, though, Wilkes, at the very beginning of the episode, he was talking about zero matter and what he was saying, and that he referred to it as a dark force. And from the Marvel Comics, in the Doctor Strange books, this substance was referred to as dark force, so it was a nice little nod. Somewhere on the internet I saw a thing that actually did confirm that whatever the name they gave it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that this is actually the same thing. And I don't know if you caught this, but when Whitney was going through Howard's stuff, she mentioned something with a palladium core. And of course, that sounds like early prototypes for the arc reactor. So, just love that stuff. I don't know where we're going to go with this. There were a lot of little things that I liked. I liked the jitterbug. I liked that Howard has been dabbling in non-lethal weaponry. Much less that he would have complicated passcodes for what it does and use Hollywood starlets' measurements for unlocking it. So don't forget, Barbara Stanwyck is the delayed reaction. And Dottie, oh my gosh, I cannot stop loving Dottie. And obviously, I'm sure all of you caught the colors that Dottie was wearing. Black Widow colors. It was beautiful. It was a wonderful dress with the red lining for the flutter sleeves and the red bit right here. Oh, it's such a beautiful dress. Always wonderful to have Dottie, and I love the dynamics with Dottie and other characters. I mean, I love her complicated relationship with Peggy, where I have no idea if this is a crush or what. But, Peggy really Dottie really appreciates Peggy, and I like that. We also got to see another Peggy persona, so that was fun. Another alias there. Dr. Wexford. And it's wonderful how well Peggy has started to know Dottie, to the point where if she told her that, oh, I'll meet you right, she knew that Dottie was going to go left, and they were able to apprehend her. I see now all the discussion of Peggy's wound with the through and through and the danger and how fortunate they were that it missed organs, things like that. This was setting us up for the severity of Anna being shot in the stomach. Being shot in the stomach is a terrible place to be shot, because there are a lot of vital organs, and there's a lot of ways that things can go wrong, but it also takes you an incredibly long time to die. So that's probably the only thing that was really working in Anna's favor, and of course Whitney would have known that. If you had put money down on when her husband was going to die for this episode, congratulations. I had no idea. I thought it was going to last maybe a couple more episodes, but I'm relieved to see him gone. He was a schmuck, and I still, don't necessarily agree with everything she's doing, but I can't say I didn't understand her. I mean, I can't say that I took issue with her killing half of the council to take over and killing him for betraying her, because she really thought he had her back. There were a lot of great things about this episode. These episodes, technically. I was on the edge of my seat. It's really terrible to see that Jack is indeed getting into the pocket of all of these guys. They've really got him by the balls, so to speak, although he really doesn't realize it. Jarvis trying to warn him off was wonderful, and certainly something that Jack has never earned, that sort of a kindness from Jarvis, but Jarvis did it anyways, because it's the right thing to do. So this was a difficult episode, mostly because we're finally seeing the consequences of what happens when you roll with Peggy Carter when she's just a bull in a china shop. People get hurt, careers get on the line, because this, more than anything, really is a very tricky business when it comes to politics, especially a group that's as influential as the council, which I suppose right now is the council of 5, including Whitney, because everyone else is dead. So this was a really great episode. I'm assuming, obviously, we're going to have to find out what happened to Anna. I'm sure she'll be fine. Peggy is still injured. We're going to have to figure out a way to take down Whitney. Obviously, Whitney's goal is to get the atomic cores, which, now that Vernon Masters has taken over the LA office of the SSR, I really don't think that's going to take that long for that to happen. I'm still holding out hope that Violet and Sousa get back together, because I like those two crazy kids. I would like him and Peggy together, but those two don't do a lot of talking. And I think that Sousa needs a woman who will actually talk to him. And I think that's important. Plus that kiss with Wilkes. Wow, that was just really great. So I really can't say what's coming up, other than obviously Whitney's going to get her hands on the core. I think we're going to see her replicate the experiment. Things are going to go awry. Hopefully some people will die coming into contact with zero matter. Hopefully Wilkes gets fixed and doesn't get pulled along that way. Although he does seem the sort of person who would sacrifice himself in order to save Peggy. Just saying. I'm setting myself up for that heartbreak. And if anything happens to Anna, I'm like so mad. I'm going to be so mad. I want to know your thoughts. Please leave me comments. If you like this video, share it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Next week we get another double episode. I'm sure I'll have more to say about that. I mean, when you consider I'm cramming 2 hours of material into one 10-minute video. If you want to find me on the internet, you can go to my website. It is whitneydrake.com. That has links to all my social media accounts. It's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. Well, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you guys are prepared. If you didn't notice, I am wearing a Peggy Carter shirt. Here we are. It says Carter at the bottom in the Dick Tracy font. It's a great shirt. Well, it is a rainy night here in LA. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So really, with all the weird weather going on here in the country, I just got to say, take care of yourself. Talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, just in case you didn't know, I'm shooting in my room. My bedroom. Yay!